I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you questions based on equation of lines. The question here is, solve each equation for y in terms of x, state the x-intercept, y-intercept and the slope of the graph of each. When we say solve each equation in terms of y, we mean isolate in terms of y, right? So let's begin with these equations. They are given in fractions. So the strategy for us will be avoid fractions by multiplying each term by its lowest common multiple, right? So 2 and 4, what is the LCM? LCM here is 4, right? So the LCM is 4. We'll multiply each by 4. So what we will do here is, we'll do 4 times half x plus 4 times 3 over 4 y equals to 4 times 6. So when you do that, 4 divided by 2 is 2, so we get 2x. 4 and 4 cancels, plus 3y equals to 24, right? So we get an equation 2x plus 3y equals to 24. From this equation, we can find both x and y intercepts. So what we will do is first find x-intercept. X-intercept is a point where y is 0. So to find x-intercept, we equate y to 0. So if I equate y to 0, I get 2x plus 0 equals to 24, or I get 2x equals to 24. Now that gives me x as equals to 12, right? 24 divided by 2. X is 12, and therefore the x-intercept is 12, 0. Perfect. Now, to write it in slope and intercept form, we have to isolate y. So we'll again begin with the original equation and isolate y. So we have 3y. Bringing 2x to the left side gives us minus 2x plus 24. We can divide by 3, so we get y equals to minus 2 over 3x plus 24 divided by 3 is 8. And that gives us both the values. Slope is minus 2 over 3 and y-intercept is 8. X value being 0, 8 being the y value. Correct? So that is one way of doing it. The second way is we can first isolate y and then recalculate. Correct? So we'll do the second equation now. 4 over 5y minus 2.5x plus 20. Let me write this as improper fractions, right? So we'll convert this mixed fraction. So we have 4 over 5y minus 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, 5. 5 over 2x equals to 20. Now each term can be multiplied by 10 since 10 is the lowest common multiple, right? So we'll do 10 times the first term, 10 times the second term, and 10 times the third term. So when you multiply by 10, it becomes 5 goes 2 times, so get 8y. Here you get 5 times 5, 25x equals to 200. Now from this equation, we can always find the x-intercept to begin with, as we did earlier. Then we can convert to slope-intercept form, as we did earlier. But let's change the system now for once. We'll isolate y and then see what recalculation we need to do. So if I isolate y, so now I'm going to isolate y. Then I get 8y equals to 200. This becomes plus 25x. And that is plus 200. Y equals to 25 over 8x plus 200 divided by 8, right? So that is what we get. We can always divide this and write y equals to 25 over 8x plus 8 times 2 is 16, 40. 8 times 5 is 40. Now, from here, we can read slope and y-intercept. So we know slope m, let's write slope. is 25 over 8. That is the slope. And y-intercept is 25, correct? Y-intercept is 25. Now we need to still find the x-intercept. That's the key, right? To find x-intercept, we can get back to any of our previous equations. Even this can work, but it's better to get to previous equations. For example, for x-intercept, the best equation is this one. So we'll start from here, equate y to 0 and find x value. So we'll write 8y minus 25x equals 200. Y equals to 0. We are trying to find x-intercept. So y equals to 0 gives us minus 25x equals to 200. So x is equals to 200 divided by minus 25, which is minus 8, right? And therefore the x-intercept is minus 8. You could also write this as minus 8, 0, since y is 0 at x-intercept. So with this we get all our solutions. You can always sketch these lines on the graph. I hope it helps. Thank you and all the best.